Then this next story will make you smile. Old school in-home entertainment is having a bit of a resurgence. There's a new trend of Gen X and millennial interest in revisiting the technology, the tech of VHS, and media of their youth. VHS tapes could be worth big bucks to collectors. Next month, Heritage Auctions will hold its first ever VHS only auction featuring more than 300 titles. Depending on the popularity of the auction, VHS could become the next big collecting craze. So I've actually looked this up, and there are some VHS tapes out there, especially Disney VHS tapes that have not been opened, that are going for tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you know, I feel like we see this every once in a while with kind of stuff that has now way past its prime. It has a second life in a collector's item.
Sometimes a third, capacity. A fourth life. Yeah,
exactly.
Remember the Disney Vault?
Yes.
Yeah, remember they'd say, this is going away in our Disney Vault.
All right, well, the makers of the popular ramen noodle soup are launching a makeup line. The Cup of Noodles company is partnering with Hip Dot, a Los Angeles-based beauty brand, on this collection. According to the company, the collection is inspired by the warm tones of ramen noodle soup. I don't know what else it would be inspired by. The collection is made up of a collector's box, an eyeshadow palette, and a lip and cheek set. It sells for $58 and is available on the Hip Dot website as well as Ulta.com. And all of the products are vegan and certified cruelty-free. I
was joking this morning and saying hopefully it wasn't inspired by the same ingredients used in both. Luckily, it's just the colors.
Or the scents.
Yes,
or
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
5:28 is our time now. Local cancer survivors, their caregivers, and supporters were walking over the weekend to raise money to battle cancer.
Coming up in the next half hour of Sunrise, we'll have a recap of this weekend's Relay for Life event back at the Kern County Fairgrounds.
Stand thing. Huh. Oh, this. All right, get back into ENPS.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good to have you with us here at 5:30. I'm Chris Burton alongside Alex Fisher. I'm in today for Maddie Jansen, and we made it through another weekend in May. Doesn't certainly feel like it, but we did it.
So in Southern California, a popular phrase is May gray and June gloom, and we definitely saw the May gray here on Saturday morning. And Elena Rusk is in this morning talking about our forecast. And Elena, we were all out at Relay for Life on Saturday morning, and everyone was kind of confused, saying like we knew that there were going to be cooler temperatures, but at one point we were all going, there wasn't rain in the fourcast. No rain, just clouds.
Just clouds. Yeah. But it looked very gray and very gloomy. Yeah. I had a very big fundraiser, the Mother's Day Tea at Junior League on Saturday, and at one point I stepped outside and shouted at the clouds, "Don't you dare do it.
Hey, and then all of a sudden it cleared up. It's like
Yeah.
the wind brought in all the clouds, I guess, and then it just made its way through. Yeah.
Exactly. It would have been nice to see rain. With this drought, we want any amount that we can get. But Saturday of all days, one of the busiest in Kern County.
So much going on.
Nice that it didn't rain. Yeah, but we also really enjoyed that cool air coming in. So yesterday, as that cool air kept filtering into Kern County, we had a bit more sunshine, but we only reached that high of 72, about 10 degrees below average for this time of year. We know May gray along the beach is because we're so hot inland, we draw in that marine layer for them. So May for us is usually quite warm and sunny, and we're going to see some more sunshine today. You can see here on our satellite imagery a little bit of cloud cover coming through and banking up against our mountains. Some really fantastic lenticular clouds out there. Those are the spaceship looking ones, but no rain in those, just the cool air. We're only at 45 right now if you want to grab a jacket. I know I said that in May, to head out the door. But it's so fascinating that this cool air lasts for another day, so fresh that we have good air quality. The pollen in the moderate range because it's spring. A lot of UV index counting out there because we have so much sunshine. But look at the highs in the 60s later today. Even heading into your lunch hour, you still have those sweaters on. Just amazing for May, and it's lasting for several more days. Much more on that coming up in your full forecast.
All right, Elena, thank you so much. And recapping your top stories on this Monday morning, it was a deadly weekend in Bakersfield for pedestrians, with the latest hit-and-run crash taking place late last night in southeast Bakersfield in the area of East California Avenue and Baker Street. Officers arrived and found a man in the road who died at the scene. Witnesses told police a vehicle fled from the scene following the crash. This was one of 3 deadly pedestrian deaths this weekend.
Danger sped through the streets of Bakersfield over the weekend as police broke up several so-called takeovers Saturday night. One of those in southwest Bakersfield. You're taking a look at video from about 11:30 Saturday night, and this was far from the only similar sideshow that night.
The U.S., along with the European Union and Group of 7 nations, unveiled new sanctions yesterday, targeting Russia's state-controlled media and other entities that help finance its war in Ukraine. The announcement also comes as U.S. diplomats prepare to restart embassy operations in Kyiv. And to mark Nazi Germany's surrender in 1945, Russia today holds a military parade in Moscow just days after a bombing killed 60 people sheltering in a school in eastern Ukraine.
5:34 now, and in your 17 homicide tracker, officials at Kern Valley State Prison are investigating the death of an inmate as a homicide. Officers say they responded to an attack on the maximum security recreational yard around 10 a.m. on Thursday. Prison officials allege that 40-year-old Anthony Ramirez and 35-year-old Michael Caldera killed 31-year-old Sidney Kang with 2 inmate manufactured weapons. Kang was serving 14 years in prison for assault. Ramirez is serving a life sentence for second-degree murder, and Caldera was serving a 71-year sentence for several second-degree robbery convictions. This is the 3rd inmate death at Kern Valley State Prison this year and the 2nd recorded death this month.
Your time now 5:35. The leak of a draft Supreme Court opinion overturning Roe v. Wade is generating protests around the nation. That includes here at home. Demonstrators gathered in downtown Bakersfield on Saturday. Here you can see dozens of people holding up signs next to the county courthouse. It is one of many protests happening around the country. The ongoing debate puts a spotlight on what some women already face when they decide to get an abortion, and it will become all the more challenging if the opinion holds.
Meanwhile, around the nation, police are investigating a fire inside the headquarters of a Wisconsin anti-abortion group as Arson. Madison police say the nonprofit Wisconsin Family Action may have been targeted. A message was spray painted on the outside of the building, reading, "If abortions aren't safe, then you aren't either." Police say no one was hurt in the fire yesterday morning, and they are still working to determine how much damage was caused.
Meantime, a man has been arrested for scaling a downtown Detroit skyscraper yesterday. The man didn't appear to be wearing any type of safety harness. He climbed one of the 39-story towers surrounding the Renaissance Center. When he got to the top, police officers were waiting for him. As the man was being taken away in handcuffs, he appeared to be wearing a shirt that read, "Support Women and Abortion." And this comes directly after a man climbed the Salesforce Tower in San Francisco. So we've had a couple of these now. And red flag warnings are in effect across northeast New Mexico as wildfires force nearly 13,000 residents to evacuate. The Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon wildfire is the largest active fire burning right now in the U.S. That's nearly 200,000 acres. It's burning about 120 miles northeast of Albuquerque, and currently 1,500 firefighters are battling that blaze. As of this morning, it is 43% contained. The strong gusty winds are causing concern for residents and firefighters and could threaten more homes, campsites, and nearby towns.
Now to the coronavirus, and doctors with the Mayo Clinic say allergies typically do not cause fever or shortness of breath like COVID-19 can. They say if you have loss of taste or smell, it is most likely to be COVID, but an itchy nose, eye irritation, and sneezing are all signs that you're probably just suffering from regular allergies. However, the doctors say if you have had a known exposure to COVID, it is important to get tested. Now to the latest COVID-19 numbers here at home, and Kern Public Health updated their dashboard Friday to show 267 new positive cases and 9 new deaths attributed to the virus. 2,395 Kern residents have died from COVID-19. State data shows we have 21 people in the hospital with the virus. In Kern County, 3 more are in the ICU.
Time now 5:38, making news around town. Cancer survivors, their caregivers, and supporters all walking laps over the weekend to raise money to battle cancer, while honoring cancer survivors and caregivers. 17's Marco Torres reports.
The Relay for Life closing ceremonies had dozens of people pack the area to walk their final lap for cancer survivors. The last lap signaled the end of the 24-hour event. Many of the people that walked the lap camped out overnight, but one man didn't camp. He ran and walked laps the entire 24 hours.
Running and walking, and it was brutal. It hurt, but it's nothing compared to what some of the people have gone through today. The stories they were telling me every time I was in pain, and another cancer survivor would come up and tell me their story, and I'm like, I can't let them down.
Event organizers say they raised hundreds of thousands of dollars over the weekend, and money is still coming in.
Our grand total, $294,764.42. So we went over our goal. Super excited, and we have till August 31st to continue to raise money for 2022 relays. So we are bloated out of the ballpark because of you guys and all of your efforts that you do. So thank you so much.
Staff members expect another $15,000 within the next week. Herman explained even $25 can go a long way to help people fighting cancer.
$25 helps get a ride to somebody to their treatments. $100 helps get some hotel lodging. There's so much that this money does. Every dollar counts. And we do not stop because cancer does not win.
Organizers say that just because the event is completed doesn't mean that they're going to be stopping anytime soon. They will continue to come out every year until the cure for cancer has been found. From the Kern County Fairgrounds, Marco Torres, 17 News.
And speaking of walking, members of a nonprofit called Carry the Load walked through Bakersfield yesterday as part of a 20,000-mile national relay to honor and remember fallen military service members and first responders. One of yesterday's stops was Fire Station 63 in Oildale.
Basically, our mission is to bring back the true meaning of Memorial Day. We want to remember all of those veterans, the police and firemen that have given that ultimate sacrifice and have died in the line of duty. We just got to meet with a family back over in Clovis that has lost their son at the age of 19 years old. A lot of our guys are wearing that name on their backpacks today.
The group has held national relay since 2011 with 5 walking routes covering 48 states.
Your time now 5:41, and what you're about to see is not some training for the monster truck shows.
Up next on Sunrise, more from the rampage at a shopping center in Oregon.
And it was a derby for the ages on Saturday at the horse that won. Wasn't even part of the race the day before. We'll let you know all about it coming up.
17 Pinpoint Weather is brought to you by Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
Welcome back. So Alex just asking me, are we going to get any sunshine at all today? And yes, we are. You're looking at those numbers in the forecast on your phone. You're looking off to the south and you're seeing that layer of gray clouds banked up against the southern mountains. But all of the rain is up to the north, and the winds that are coming through, especially the next couple hours, will keep those clouds tracking along. So you'll have some cloud cover banked up against our mountains, but here in the heart of the valley and up at the top of those mountains, a lot of sunshine for you to enjoy today. But that cool air as it comes in means that the clouds are here, which is pretty to look at, but we are only in the 40s at this hour. Just incredible for the valley, the Kern River Valley, Mojave, Ridgecrest currently at 50, but there are some fast winds tracking through, keeping you at only 34 in Tehachapi, and we have a reading of 26 in Fraser Park. So the kids are bundling up to head out to the bus stop this morning. We do have some of those winds still coming through. They were faster yesterday afternoon and evening throughout those mountain passes and down to the desert slopes, but still enough to watch this morning. So we have a wind advisory for the mountain and desert locations until 9 a.m. Wind advisory means gusts to about 45 to 55 miles per hour. But this banner of gold here along those mountain slopes, you're going to have the winds rushing down and kind of fanning out over Mojave. That's a high wind warning. That's much faster. Gusts could be to 65 miles an hour or so. But again, that's only for the next couple hours. As we reach midday, it's a little calmer this afternoon. That cool air still coming in, keeping us in just the 60s for your highs today. Incredible numbers for the month of May, and those lows in the 40s tonight. But no rain in that forecast for us. You're actually going to have plenty of sunshine, and because of the winds, there are some really fun lenticular clouds over the mountains this morning. Those are the big spaceship ones. But for our highs, you have the 40s for many locations, 50s, and then you see Isabella is at 60, and no rain in those fun spaceship clouds for you. Plenty of wind, like I mentioned, and some 60s down into the desert this afternoon. A little further out, Ridgecrest, you're at 71 if you're headed that way. But all of this is thanks to a system that is digging a deep trough into the area today. So the winds kick up, the cool air comes in. Then a low pressure system is going to develop and pass on shore tomorrow. That is snow for the Sierra to our north, just awesome. But you're not seeing anything here in Kern County, just thin passing clouds, more of that cool air rushing in. And then as it's out of here, it's actually going to sit and dig itself on its way to the Four Corners region. So when we're on the backside Wednesday, there could be a chance of some thunderstorms for the Sierra, maybe some showers for us here in Kern County, but showers in that light sprinkles for clouds trapped against the mountains, not showers in that we get a good soaking rain, even in small areas. And then it's out of here. Another system lined up in this series will head over the Pacific Northwest on Thursday. This far south, it means nice fresh air is still coming on shore. And then here we go. A ridge of high pressure starts building Friday. That means warming as we head into your weekend. So for today, just 66. Tomorrow and Wednesday, still holding on to those 60s. Just incredible numbers for this time of year. And then that westerly flow keeps us fresh on Thursday. We're back closer to average Friday. And then I had to put some 90s in there for this weekend. I did have someone ask me if it's going to be 98 on Sunday. I haven't seen that yet in any forecasts I'm looking at, but you know how moody Kern County is in May, so we'll wait and watch it as we get closer. It's still a week away. For the Isabella area, 60 today. You see you're going to dip to the 50s the next couple afternoons. Just incredible. Overnight lows in the 30s. You're also right back to the 90s by the time we get to the weekend. And then Tehachapi, 50 today. Highs in the 40s with the winds. That is chilly, and you do have sub-freezing temperatures for the next couple nights. Just amazing. I saw some readings in the 20s. Alta Sierra could see some teens for their overnights. I like it cold, but I know a lot of Californians are like, well, this is too much.
That's not why we're here.
Yeah. So not pool weather yet, but you know it's coming.
Talking about the 98 in the forecast. I know that my phone said that yesterday.
Yeah, I think that's where most people are getting it.
Yeah, and I know that, with the iPhone, for example, the forecast I've noticed, they tend to have higher temperatures than it's usually or it's supposed to be. Yeah.
So that's the problem we have as meteorologists is there's a lot of computer output data. You need a human computer to go in and say, this is what we actually see. Yeah. I'm seeing 94, but as we get closer, it could inch a little more dramatic.
Right.
But I have no 100s for now. That's all that matters.
Well, that is good.
That is all that matters, yeah.
All right, Elena, thanks so much.
Caught on camera this morning, rampage at a shopping center in Oregon. Check this out. That truck crashing into multiple vehicles in the parking lot. It happened Thursday night in Oregon City. Police say the driver crashed into 12 vehicles and 2 businesses. The driver was taken to the hospital and later charged with DUI and reckless driving.
Well, the 148th Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs ran for the roses on Saturday, and it was a derby for the ages. And if you missed it, this is the talk of the town.
And they're into the stretch, and it's Messier, Crown Pride, and Epicenter is coming up on the outside. Epicenter has taken the lead as they arrive into the final furlong. Sandon is coming after him. Epicenter and Sandon, these two stride for stride. Simplification down the outside is next. They're coming down to the wire. Epicenter, Sandon, Rich Strike is coming up on the inside. Oh my goodness, the longest shot has won the Kentucky Derby.
It was the second longest shot in the Kentucky Derby's history. Let's talk about this. So Rich Strike had 80-1 odds to shock the world, pulling off one of the greatest upsets in the history of the Kentucky Derby. The horse was not even part of the race at 8 a.m. on Friday, so right up to the deadline. And it turned out to be the best horse on Saturday. I have to tell you, I love the Kentucky Derby. I love watching the Kentucky Derby, and it's always great to see the race, right? And usually, you know, you have a few surprises. Nothing like the one we saw on Saturday. It was a thriller. And if you've seen some of the overhead camera angles of this race, you can truly appreciate the comeback, if you will, that Rich Strike had. The final turn, he was one of the last horses.
It's absolutely incredible. I mean, in that first shot that you just saw, Rich Strike is at the back of the pack.
He's dead last, I think, at one point,
Yeah, and
there he is right there in the back.
Yeah.
In the back.
Yep, so watch him as he comes all the way through this pack and takes over.
And he
lead.
just finds, he was able to kind of find some open spaces.
It was almost like watching a NASCAR driver navigate his way through. Just absolutely incredible.
So needless to say, if you're going to be going to work this morning, this is going to be a race that a lot of people are going to be talking about.
Yeah.
And who knows, it could become a movie at some point because it was just that good.
Incredible. Well, there is a new sign coming later this summer to welcome you here to Bakersfield.
Yeah, when we come back, where you'll be able to find that new sign that comes with a little bit of twang. Welcome back. And making headlines around town this morning, Blessing Corner Ministries lent a hand to the community for Mother's Day. The church hosted its annual Mother's Day giveaway, and organizers gave out food baskets and several gifts to mothers in attendance.
Well, Mother's Day is special. Everybody we all have a mother and a father, but mothers are the ones that the family normally clings to. And the pandemic set us back a little bit, set the families back a little bit, and now we're dealing with this outrageous gas prices. So to be able to have community support, to be able to continue to do what we do, it's just life-changing.
If you want to learn more about Blessing Corner Ministries and how to donate to the cause, you can find their website at theblessingcorner.com. All right, we'll be back with more news next.